Well, this is my first little try at saying something on my blog series called Toke. Take a little toke with me. And for those that are younger, toke is a term that used to be used back in the day when folks would smoke those little left-handed cigarettes. And so right now, I want you to kind of get high, if you will, with me on some thoughts to take you a little bit higher. Uh, I've been delaying putting this video together because I wanted to have some music and have some props and everything like that, and I was going to have sunglasses and whatever. Oh, and then say, yeah, welcome to T.O.A.K. T.O.A.K is an acronym for Thoughts of a King. I'm a king, and here are some of my thoughts. I have as an objective is to just share a few ideas of things that I've seen, observations from my 2/3 of a century life here on this earth, and some of the craziness that's going on around us. So, I'll touch a little bit on political stuff, a little bit on faith, maybe some on economics, and just share some thoughts, some ideas. From a guy that grew up in a very racist South, in Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, when racism was legal, if you will. The segregation laws were quite legal. And then comparing it to some of the stuff that people call racism today, for instance, it makes me laugh because I'm like, boy, with all of you guys that see races behind everything, you would wilt if you had to live back in the day. So, I don't know, let's just see where all of this will take us. I'm doing this particular series partly because of my son, or sons, or my kids have encouraged me to put some of my ideas down on a video. And so I've been, trying to get conditions totally perfect before I started it. And I just, why not just bite the bullet and just go ahead and start sharing some of the things that I have to say. And I guess I'll have to start with, looking at the divide that we see in our country. So we've got what just happened with Roseanne Barr, and everybody jumps up and down about racism and things about how horrible it is, and there's kind of a thought police type of thing that's going on. You saw that in Charlottesville when you have a couple of groups that are going at each other, and so therefore, because there are some people that have racist thoughts, or believed to have racist thoughts, or maybe even say racist things, we need to do stuff like, ban flags, tear down statues, and I'm like, if Democrats want to pull down statues of Democrats, which of course the Confederates were Democrats, so be it. Let them pull them down. If they want to erase their history, I'll remember it, and hopefully others will remember it too. But my attitude was, don't get rid of these flags. Don't get rid of this type of stuff. That means these people will go underground. What you do is you go with ideas. If your ideas are better than theirs, then you should be able to stand up to a debate. But that doesn't happen today. People don't want to debate. They want to quickly holler out racist, sexist, homophobe. They got all of Islamophobe. There's all these phobias. So it's just, and when people do that, anytime you hear a person do that, that means they do not have good, solid arguments. Keep that in mind. Which brings me to our beliefs. And I only want to be just, maybe no more than 6 or 7 minutes. So we believe what we believe based on what sources we choose to listen to for truth. So if you tell me where you go for your news, or if you don't go for news at all and you just listen to, say sports or to music, but the radio stations, but if based on where you go for your sources of information, I can tell you how you think. It's very easy. I could tell you if you're a liberal or a conservative, for instance. I can tell you if you tend to be very religious or not, or how your religion is nuanced by the things that you listen to. It's amazing because there's so much that's out there. What we don't see a lot of is people going in depth. That people will read books about things, that you go beyond the headlines or what's in a particular article and you search and go deeper into what is about. So the people that are on the conservative side talk about taking a red pill, if you're familiar with the Matrix, where you move away from a la la land and find out what is really true. So in some future episodes, I'll talk about some of the things that moved me from my la la land into realizing that what I believe may not really be true. Take a toke with me again sometime.